I think the hard truth of software engineering is that everybody at some point is going to have to deal with burnout. And I think my first big encounter with burnout happened this past week, to the point where I had to just finally just take a step back and take several days off. Just because I think I just just absolutely hit my max. I think I hadn't allowed myself to take a break for 6 years. And I think it finally caught up to me. I think finally reading, a lot of programming books, doing side projects, doing work and all this stuff. I think it finally just caught up to me, and I just had to take a break. And I still do. I think I need more time, just personally, just gauging myself and how I feel. Um, but I think burnout is just the inevitable result of software engineering for everybody at a specific point. I think burnout is so high in this career because of how quickly information changes with all the languages and frameworks we use, but also just how mentally taxing it can be. Like sometimes you'll see day in the life videos where it all seems like really fun. You're just kind of like sitting on your computer outside, and there are times for that. And certainly I work outside and work on a hammock and go to coffee shops and work there, and that part is enjoyable. But there's other times when it's not, and you just have to just look through the read logs and try to figure out problems and diagnose issues and all that stuff. And sometimes in prolonged periods of that, it can really lead you to feeling burned out. And I think that in itself is one of the most difficult aspects of this job, and it's not something that you'll really ever be able to prepare for. Because on one side of the coin is you can say that, okay, to counteract burnout, you just shouldn't work on stuff outside of work. Like you shouldn't read programming books, or you shouldn't work on projects to strengthen your own skills. That may be true, but then you suffer all the negatives, as you won't advance as quickly. But if you do work on all that stuff, you have to, I think, be willing to you have to be prepared for when burnout inevitably comes. And I think for me, I think I weighed the two options, right? When I discovered reading programming books and how powerful that was for me in my career a few years ago, I think I wasn't really aware like when burnout would come for me. And I think I made it a few years, but finally I think it just has caught up to me. So I don't regret reading all that stuff, and I don't regret working on all those projects to learn all this stuff that I do now. But I think that I wish that somebody would have kind of walked me through, maybe what that would have looked like, maybe what the long term effects of that would be, and how to navigate burnout. Because I don't think I was ever taught how to navigate burnout in software engineering. I don't know how you would be taught that. It's certainly not something that's discussed in school or on jobs or anything. It's kind of like this, like, you know, always looming thing over everybody, like, burnout, right? We always hear that. But it really is true. I don't want to undermine burnout at all because we all feel it at different points in our life. Um, and it's really frustrating because you you spend all this time and energy learning the skill and feeling like you're doing really well at the job, but then you're stuck in behind this like cloud of burnout in your own mind, and it's difficult to accept that you are burnt out, and whatever else may come along with that. Um, but it's true, and it's something that I think we should discuss more openly, and I certainly I think it's something that should be addressed uh, in the workplace in a healthy way, because I think that we're not we're not robots, right? We can't just continually do this like uh, you know upward linear progression of productivity We can't always be coding or problem solving, right? We have to allow ourselves to have a break. And I think that that's what paid time off is designed to try to do. But the fact of the matter is, I just don't think that that's adequate. Um, and it's difficult, right? It's difficult, and I think that we have to, as a society, figure out how we need to address burnout because we are seeing higher turnover rates. We are seeing fewer people overall looking for jobs, um, and it's very problematic. And I don't know what we can do about it, but at least for me in software engineering, I think a healthy thing would be just to talk about burnout openly amongst your team and just honestly just get a gauge for the team, right? If I have people working with me, I would it might be wise just to see where everybody's at. See, you just get a reading for the team. How is everyone feeling? How was everyone doing? I guess is generally just the just the question. I mean, I think that should be a more regular conversation because let's face it, life is very difficult, and you never know what somebody's going through. You never know, and some days just might be bad days for people. Um, and burnout is just one of those areas in life that can affect people at different points. And the funny thing about burnout is it seems that it just pops up randomly. Now, it might be induced by like high stress situations or things, but burnout seems to just sneak up on you and just kind of stay there for an indefinite amount of time. Uh, so it certainly in my case now it seems like it's just kind of it's been creeping up on me for a while, but I've been able to keep it at bay. But now it seems like it's just it's just there. So I got to figure out how long that's gonna last. Um, because it stinks. It really does, and it certainly hindered my ability and my motivation to continue trying to learn at the rate I was. Um, because let's face it, let's the honest truth of it is right when you just start out in software, you're going to be really excited, and you should be because it's an exciting career to be in, and there's a tremendous amount of growth potential, and there's a potential to make a lot of money, and that's very motivating for I'd say most of us, and it's very easy to just throw yourself in early on 100% all the time for years. It's very easy to do that, and you'll see a lot of success. But at the end of that, you're going to be left with a feeling of uh, not being content fully as to where you're at, not being able to appreciate all the success that you've gotten, just because your mind has been in this like state of, just 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 trying to go 100% all the time. And the side effect of that is burnout. And another side effect is sometimes it doesn't leave you room to feel content or happy about the current situation you're in. And that's a tough feeling. It's a tough reality. Um, and honestly, for me, it's at the point where I just need to fully take a step back, disconnect from everything, don't respond to messages, emails, or whatever, and just take some personal time. Because that's really what you need, or sorry, that's really what I need. Because you can notice you can notice the signals, right? You know when something's off, you know when something's not right, and you when you start having the physical symptoms of burnout or panic and everything that goes along with that, it's not good, and it can lead to other consequences if you don't address it. It can make you sick. Some people, it can make you, it can get you, you can get a cold, you can get sick. I mean, there's just a number of things if you don't address it. And I think burnout manifests itself uh, differently, and I think that burnout can be worse on some days. It can feel worse on some days and a little bit better other days. But it's the days that it feels a little bit better. It kind of feels like, okay, I'm probably past burnout. I'm probably fine and I can throw myself back in 100%. It might not be the case. It might take a little longer. Um, but just having an outlet to talk about it is essential. And so hopefully, if you're watching this and if you're burnt out, or whatever is going on in your job or whatever, just try to seek out some community. I mean, that's honestly, if nothing else comes from this YouTube channel, I hope that this can at least be a place where we can feel comfortable talking about stuff, and that's why partially why I'm making these videos is to so I can talk about just my experience as I'm going through this journey of software engineering, and just give an honest depiction of what's happening. Uh, I'm trying to do that the best I can. Um, and actually, in addition to that, I'm working on the system design series and .NET series. Well, I shouldn't say I'm working on it. I'm thinking about working on it. That's very different. I'm probably not going to work on it for a while, just until I kind of get over this wall of burnout. So the videos might be like more of this, just open dialogue for the time being, but we'll see. Because honestly, I love doing just I'm gonna call it discussion, but even on I'm talking to the camera, but I love doing these like discussion type, just open dialogue stuff because I feel like it just I don't know, I just love making content. I don't know why. I don't know why, and I just think it's fun. I mean, I would not have do it over all these years if it wasn't fun. And honestly, some people just think it's crazy, right? You're just talking to it's just, but it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. I like doing it. So I like talking about software engineering, and I like talking about bikes, I like talking about woodworking. I mean, whatever the hobby is at the time, I'm just gonna make content on it. That's what I like to do. So, I'll say thank you all for uh, subscribing. I still I can't believe the number of subscribers. It's hard for me to believe because I never thought it would get to this spot, at least not at this time. So I'll say thank you for everyone watching, commenting, reaching out. It's been super fun to interact with a variety of people, and so I look forward to the future of this channel. This YouTube thing is honestly, I get really excited about it. I don't know why. I just do. I think it's a great time. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.